It was on a dark and murky evening in late October 1798, when Abraham, a Jewish trader in silver and gold, rode out with his horse from an inn in Burton village back to his home in Curtin along the old coach road, an ancient byway shrouded by trees on either side, and was used as far back as the Roman and Saxon times.
Abraham supplied most of Lincoln with silver and gold, and was by all accounts a wealthy, self-made man. He was also cautious and carried a firearm for protection, as this desolate old stretch of road was notorious for highway robbers and bandits.
If there was ever a place for dark deeds, then it would be at the Cocked Hat, a gloomy and dense plantation in the shape of an old buckled hat, just outside Burton Manor and conveniently at the entrance to Old Coach Road, an ideal cover for highwaymen.
As Abraham entered the woods at the start of his journey, it was at the cocked hat-shaped plantation where he was shot and wounded. Locals at the time reported 3 gunshots, and it was suspected that Abraham returned fire, but he was fatally killed by a second shot from his attacker.
It was 4 days later when Abraham's bloated corpse was found dumped in the middle of the thick trees in the old Cocked Hat. Robbed blind of all his possessions and concealed deep in the thicket, he was taken straight to Lincoln for burial.
A local constable wanted to know who was aware of Abraham's movements that night. He visited the inn where Abraham was last seen alive. Drinking there that night was a man known as Long Tom. Long Tom was a local tradesman and petty thief. Suspicion fell on him straight away. The innkeeper reported that on the night of Abraham's murder, Long Tom asked him to change a very valuable banknote. This was highly unusual, but in Tom's defence he denied asking the innkeeper to change any banknote whatsoever.
Tom was arrested and taken to Lincoln Prison. He continued to defend his innocence, but despite all the evidence against him being circumstantial, Judge Hastings would serve no mercy. His well-known philosophy being, "It is better an innocent man hanged than let a guilty person escape." Tom was indeed publicly hanged off the tower at Lincoln Castle, his body then cut down and left displayed hanging from the chains on a gibbet where the murder took place in the old Cocked Hat.
But the story did not end here. Many years later, the innkeeper, now a very wealthy and successful man, fell gravely ill. On his deathbed, he summoned the local magistrate and made a shocking confession. It was not Long Tom who had shot and murdered Abraham, but the innkeeper himself. He had also concocted the story about changing a large sum of money for Tom.
After this, the innkeeper and his family were swiftly stripped of all their possessions and wealth, and were left destitute and homeless. Eventually, Long Tom's widow was given a yearly pittance in payment for the wrong hanging of her husband. However, many felt that this was far too little, too late. Today, Old Coach Road is frequented by dog walkers, and the ancient trees are carved with names. They have stood the test of time. Their huge trunks and branches are gnarled and thick and strong.
The ancient trees stand densely guarding a route along either side of the old highwayman's path. The old Cocked Hat plantation is densely overgrown. Inside it is oddly warm, clammy and quiet, as the tree canopy blocks out most of the sound and sunlight, leaving you to walk on an uneven bed of moss, making it feel even more foreboding.
And thus concludes the haunting tale of Abraham, the demon innkeeper and poor Long Tom, and the spectres of Old Coach Road. What we can do is we can still use this camera. I'll pass it over to Kieran, and you can use your... Do you want me to carry the voice box?
Yeah, if you want then. Spirit talker.
Okie dokie. Right.
Is it on? Oh no, it's not on. There we go. No, it's on.
Did you drain our battery?
God, it's really dark, isn't it? Struggling to see.
Aha, I've got a flashlight. Old Faithful.
Might have to get my torch out as well.
You've got your headlamp.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe about conserving battery, considering.
Yeah. Well, how do you want to get home?
Oh,
That's nice.
that is actually really good to hear.
It is.
Camp.
Camp? As in like camping camp?
Yeah, or a camp. But there are Roman camps
Maybe.
along here. It is worth saying that we are actually
People
close
probably-
to a Roman road.
People probably do camp out here sometimes.
Yeah. In actual fact, we saw an abandoned tent just back on the road.
Yeah.
Pagan? Yes, we are.
I definitely am anyway.
It's worth showing Kieran's hoodie. Lots of,
Protection symbols.
and of course my protection rings there.
Yeah.
So the further down we get, the closer we get to the place where the highwayman actually dumped the person's body who they murdered. And that is in the Witch's Hat, is it called?
No, they call it the tricorn, I think.
Oh, the
'Cause-
tricorn.
Yeah. Because apparently the trees are shaped, the little woodland there shaped like a tricorn.
Full moon tonight. I believe it is.
I don't know.
Just had a gunshot. We are in farmerland, so there'll be another one.
I can't believe the battery died on my camera.
I can, because we were kind of talking about this before we left. This would be a perfect spot for a highwayman. Just imagine hiding in the trees along the side of the path. It's a bit more of the path down there. Just a little section visible under the mud.
Oh, the old limestone path. Sorry,
It's okay. Are you
filming
getting
the
any
moon.
footage?
A little bit, but to be honest, you can't really see much because of the light.
Well, I think once we sit down, it'd be a good place to
Yeah.
just mention that the trees are meeting in the middle, so this is quite a spiritual area. The whole time the camera's been off, we've had absolutely nothing come through on the Spirit Talker. The last thing, was it pagan?
Yeah. It's not focusing on that, but yeah.
And it is actually a full moon tonight as well.
And someone said they had a good life, which is
And
nice.
it's the first full moon of the year. Always nice.
Yeah. Must have a name. The full moon. They all have names, don't they?
So we've not come to the log yet either, where we were planning on doing a boozy stop with some amaretto and a hot chocolate. But it is so muddy, it is quite slow going.
I think we should stop here and then turn around.
Are you freaking out, Kieran?
Nah, I'm just thinking like my battery's died on my night vision camera. I'm struggling to pick up any footage on this camera.
We've not gone very far at all. We're probably,
I
say,
think
even halfway down the road.
we're about halfway. We got more activity back there anyway.
Yeah, it might have been because you had the camera.
Might have been, yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes spirits kind of like know when to make a show. Although it was quite funny, we saw a Brussels sprout leaf down here. I said, look, Kieran, ghost of Christmas past us. The annual bush tucker trial.
I keep thinking I can hear footsteps behind me.
I thought I heard a horse.
If anyone wants to speak to us, you can speak to this device here in Claire's hand.
I laughed, it just said, no, go away.
I wouldn't mind if that's what they want. They can say whatever they like.
I'm more worried about Farmer Giles coming out thinking I've got a coursing lamp.
Not had anything else.
Not yet. I love this tree as well. I think this is one that was actually struck by lightning. You can just about see it.
Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got all the...
I reckon it's just had a disease and fell.
it's been struck
Probably,
by lightning.
probably fungus.
It's lightning. You can see actually a lot of little divots around here where detectorists have been. It's
You can see fungus on here.
a very popular metal detector.
Fungi.
Did you want to take a pew?
Yep, don't sit on the fungi. Can we hold it?
You can do. Woody, would you like a shot of amaretto?
Yeah, if you like. Did you bring the whole bottle, did you?
No, I bought a hip flask.
Could just be the sound of the traffic, but I think I can hear what sounds like whispering coming from behind me.
Leaves.
Yeah, it is quite windy, so yeah, it could be leaves rustling. If anyone wants to speak to us, you can speak to this device here in my hand. Coffee and amaretto. Oh no, hot chocolate and amaretto. Coffee.
With the obligatory cat hair. Courtesy of Skipper. I won't have amaretto in mine. I'm just fancying hot chocolate. Sorry, bit of scoldage on your hand there. Thank you, darling. Oh, this hot chocolate is beautiful. Would you like another one, darling?
No, thank you.
Shot of amaretto?
I'll just have amaretto on its own.
I do love this road.
Yeah.
I always actually find it very peaceful. I never find it in any way scary. Or I know a lot of locals are actually very superstitious of this road.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, because I grew up around here, I remember hearing stories about the headless coachman or something. I don't know. It's obviously just folklore, isn't it? People telling stories. But there's also supposed to be a ghost of a highwayman that roams these roads, particularly the other end of the road. But we didn't get down there tonight because my battery ran out on my night vision camera.
After 5 minutes of it being charged.
But hopefully we'll get out again another night and we'll do an investigation around where the highwayman's supposed to be.
I kid you not, I just heard footsteps down there, aren't there?
Yeah. Well, we'll be going soon, so if you want to speak to us, now's your chance.
Would you like another amaretto?
Go on then. It's definitely on, isn't it?
Oh yes. That'd be a bit embarrassing.
Yeah. It's the first time using this app. Should have practiced using it before we came out, but oh well. What's your name? Do you have a name? Do you want to tell us your name? Do you want to tell us your name? Use this device here in my left hand.
Many deaths.
Many deaths.
Wow.
What, around here? Has there been a lot of deaths around here?
Should we start having a slow walk back?
Yeah, we're going to start having a slow walk back now, but if you want to speak to us, I've got this device running still, so you can speak to me. Got everything, have we?
Some nice coffee.
Yeah, me and Claire just got over having a...
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. Is that your name? It's quite a modern name, isn't it?
It
Jordan?
is a very modern name. Oh, it's that side wind.
Yeah,
It's very bleak tonight.
it is.
Very apt for the area. It was actually a night like this that it was said that the
Benjamin.
Oh, another name. Benjamin. Benjamin and Jordan. Many deaths. Okay.
Well, I was just saying that on a night like this, it was said that the highwayman did kill his victim.
Yeah.
Can we remember the names of anyone in that story?
I remember the guy who was falsely accused of being a highwayman. Wasn't he called Long John or something?
Yes.
He was wrongly accused of being a highwayman and executed. And it turned out the real highwayman was an innkeeper or a landlord of a pub or something. If I remember right. Roger. That's another name. Wow, we've had 3 names. Roger, Benjamin, Jordan, and it also says many deaths.
Oh my god, that log made me jump.
Oh yeah, it does look like someone laid down, doesn't it?
It does.
Apologies for the terrible footage tonight, but my night vision camera decided to die.
1700s.
Oh, 1700s.
Wow.
Was that when the highwayman
Yes, it was.
was here? I'll have to double check when I get home.
Oh, it's given me chills, that has.
Is that 1700s? Is that the highwayman's time?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Oh, we're sorry.
We're sorry. Okay, that's where we'll go now.
We'll leave you alone.
Thanks for talking to us though. We'll leave you at peace. Take care. I think we'll end the investigation here.
We are
Out of
respectful
respect.
of our spirits that are kind enough to come through to us.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to call it a night. See you on the next video.